So with us now is Shai Franklin, a Middle East analyst. Let's speculate a little bit. There were a few books out since Trump left the White House, and we know that the plan was the deal of the century, right? Is this coming back in any way?
It's possible, but the Abraham Accords, the Biden administration has continued with those. The deal of the century for Donald Trump, as we now know, is a business deal. His son-in-law got a $2 billion investment from the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund. His hotel made about $1 million from most of these Gulf countries using his hotel while he was president. Is this good for Israel? Well, the Abraham Accords are good for Israel. But what Trump was doing was, well, first of all, making money for himself, and secondly, ingratiating himself with the white nationalist Christian bulk of his supporters. And of course, there's money from some wealthy Jews. So that's not a bad thing. We do know that Trump is vindictive. When he heard that Netanyahu had congratulated Biden, he basically wrote him off. But we'll see what happens.
Moreover, I would say, I mean, the plan, according to the books and all reports, the plan was splitting the West Bank. And Trump was even mad at Netanyahu for not playing along. Now, since Netanyahu is back, and maybe Trump is back, are we going to have the same show 2 years from now?
We'll have to see. Right now, Biden is president, and the Democrats control at least the Senate going forward for the next 2 years. We still don't know about the House. When Netanyahu comes in as prime minister, he's going to have to work closely with the Biden administration. And that means that he may have to make certain concessions. We also don't know what the final Israeli government is going to look like. Netanyahu keeps talking about annexation. He had the opportunity to do annexation 3 years ago. He made a deal with the Emirates to do the Abraham Accords in exchange for not annexing the West Bank at the time. But the Emirates knew that that wouldn't be permanent, and it doesn't have to be permanent. And Netanyahu, if he really wanted to, he could have annexed the West Bank back then. I think he understands that as much as Israel has become identified more with the Republican Party over the last few years, with Netanyahu's help, with Trump's help, and actually to some extent with AIPAC's help, I think he realizes that this would really drive a wedge between Israel and the United States in a way that goes beyond electoral politics. And also, of course, Europe would become alienated from Israel, except for Hungary.
That's for Biden, but according to how the Israeli government looks like, the future one, I can tell you for sure that if Trump comes up with any kind of plan like he had, like splitting the West Bank, there's no way in the world Netanyahu will go along.
So let's accept that. Trump will exert pressure. Trump will exert pressure as it suits him. And he won't be afraid to denounce Netanyahu. He won't be afraid to denounce anyone who he thinks stands in his way. He's unpredictable. As I said, he's vindictive. And he's, I guess he wants to make deals. He wants to make deals that benefit himself. And the Christian, his Christian flank will be pushing him very hard on that. So that could be a real source of tension between Netanyahu and a Trump administration.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Shai Franklin, for speculating with us, because who knows what's going to happen. We have 2 years until election. Thank you very much. We'll take